going on, Spencer? How are you doing?
How's it going, brother?
Good to see you.
Yeah. How are you?
What are you doing in the caucus room? There's no caucus. Oh, hey, 2nd District, State Representative Andrew Barkis. How about another Barkis Breakdown featuring a special guest today? One of my best friends, newly elected State Representative Spencer Hutchins from the beautiful 26th.
The 26th is the best district in the whole state, may I say.
My viewers are going to probably argue that point and maybe not want to have you as a special guest anymore, but 2nd District, it is an honor to have one of my great friends who is now a state representative representing the beautiful 26th District. And Spencer and I go back 10 years.
Yeah.
And we actually, way back when we first met, talked about serving in this esteemed body at some point in time together. And, you know, as fate would have it, this was the year. So
here we are.
Elected. But hey, I just want to take a couple minutes to introduce you to Spencer. Representative Hutchins has joined us in this body and has already made an impact. Tell me, what's it like in your first month or so?
Well, it has been awesome. So great to be here, and a huge honor for me to serve my community and to work together for the state of Washington. So I'm newly elected, as Representative Barkis said, and this first month has been drinking from a fire hose, and I have the great fortune and the honor to be one of the number 2 Republicans, assistant ranking Republicans on the Transportation Committee, under your amazing leadership, and so it has just been so great to work with you on our transportation budget. People ask me all the time, what's your freshman bill going to be? What's the bill that you really want to get passed this year? And I look at them, I say, my freshman bill is the transportation budget.
That's a big one. That's a good one. But, I tell you, the other thing is Spencer has been in real estate in his community of Gig Harbor in Kitsap County, right? Mm-hmm. Kitsap County for many years. And so having another housing expert, especially in this year where we are dealing with so much housing policy, has been an absolute blessing and a benefit to me and to all of us in the caucus and in the legislature. There are some 50 pieces of housing legislation, 50. Just reading through a bunch of stuff, because as we said, today is policy cutoff. So here in the House of Representatives and the Senate, this is the last day to hear and exec bills that are policy. Next week will be the fiscal cutoff. And then we get to move to the floor for, I believe, 10 days to do all these. The last count was 1,500 bills flowing through this Capitol, 1,500. Now that's House and Senate. We'll whittle that down, hopefully to a much lower number. But some of the big issues that we've already worked on, we're doing a lot of work around regulatory, zoning, anything we can do to get at the housing supply. And how do you feel about some of the policies that we've been working on? I mean, we feel like we got some stuff working.
Well, yeah, we came into the session and it was understood across the House, across the legislature, with the governor's office, that we have a major housing crisis in the state of Washington. And one of the things that I'm really grateful for is there's this recognition that we have got to get more housing supply. Mm-hmm. And one of the key ways that we can do that is reforming the way that we do permitting and zoning and the way that we work through the process of building. And I know in my district, I've got a lot of builders who want to put more housing online, and they're having a hard time because the regulatory process is really difficult. So I've been really happy to co-sponsor some bipartisan bills to work on our permitting timelines, right? To work on streamlining the process and get more housing going. And you've been a huge leader in that. So, so working on the supply side, getting more housing supply out there. I think we have to be really careful that as we look at new policies coming forward, that we're not having unintended consequences on our housing providers. And I think there's some policy that you and I maybe aren't happy with, that we want to make sure we're being careful and responsible about how we're treating our housing providers while we're trying to get more housing supply.
Very true, very true. See what I'm saying? You can already tell. Articulate, able to do that. He puts that in a floor speech or puts that in a speech in committee, but more so, just having somebody who understands it. When I first got here 7 years ago, actually, this week I'm celebrating my 7-year anniversary of being a member of this body. When I first got here, as somebody who is a small business owner and been in real estate property management, I was kind of surprised that there weren't more people who were legislators that had a business background. And it always was challenging because you really truly have to understand the policy to see both what you're trying to do with that, but also the potential consequences of that, especially with tax policy. So it's great to have another voice. It's great to have another person who can articulate that work. And many of the people who sit in this caucus room that have joined us this year bring that experience and are great for the people of the 2nd District, great for the people of the state of Washington. Well, listen, I don't want to bother you. I know you're probably working on something. You found some of the secret places where you can...
private spot.
You know, there are times where you just need to find somewhere where you can get a little quiet just to read something and not have, you know, all the distractions of meetings every 10, 15 minutes and the rest of the stuff that we do every day. But hey, thanks for watching another Barkis Breakdown. As I always say, it's an honor and a privilege to serve the people of 2nd District. Subscribe to the email if you haven't already done that. Come by and visit me, call. We want to hear from you, both Spencer and I do, and we're talking to so many people. We are deep into the session right now, and this is when it really starts to get interesting. The bills are going to be voted out, bad ones and good ones, and we need to start doing that process as we continue to work. But we will both continue to work for you, the people of the state of Washington, Spencer in the 26th, me in the 2nd, and thanks again for watching another Barkis Breakdown.
Pleasure to be with you.
Yeah. See you later, buddy.
Hey, thanks, brother. Bye.